Hello. Welcome back. Seems like the music stopped. But yeah, that's my new stream starting soon screen. On my first one. Oh, it's so humble. But I almost didn't stream, or I did like get on pretty late here, so I almost didn't stream. But things have been stressful. Hold on a minute. I'll be right back. I'm gonna continue this in a second. Alright. I'm exhausted right now. Hopefully the music isn't too loud. I don't know, songs are a little bit different than each other. It's so hard to control in this screen. Hold on. But welcome back. Things have been pretty stressful, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't streamed this past few days because I've just been so exhausted. And I just wanted to hop on today and talk about things. I don't know if I'll be doing the full 4 hours or not, probably not. I just mostly wanted to talk today. Basically, I don't know, I've just been getting stressed out with everything that's been going on. I feel like this isn't the right music. It's a little too upbeat for my mood right now. Oh my god, the range is so crazy. It's so loud. Oh. Is this the one I played? Yeah. Okay, what about this one? Strad. I can't even hear myself talk when that's going on. I mean, I can turn the volume down on my end, but I don't know. So yeah, I just wanted to hop on and talk today. I'm kind of just exhausted and stressed out. Been trying to figure things out here, and I don't know how the heck I'm gonna be able to afford a place on my own. The truth is that I can't, and it's really been stressing me out. Living at home here is absolutely awful, and I just can't afford anything. It really sucks, and I've just been too tired to stream. Even tonight, I'm really exhausted right now. Probably because I did a pretty hard workout. It was like 70 freaking, I don't know, it felt like 80 degrees today. The temperature just kind of like spiked, and it was very humid and very hot and muggy. And I haven't had time to adjust. I'm a northerner, so I don't naturally do well in the heat. But it doesn't really bother me that much once I get used to it. The only time the heat bothers me is when I'm like ready to chill out for the night and I'm still sweating ass. Especially when I'm sleeping. That's because that's what was going on last night. I couldn't really sleep much because I was sweating my ass off. So I had to do some laundry today. I cleaned my bed sheets because I absolutely hate going to bed sweaty. Ugh. But yeah, I've been just overwhelmed with trying to figure things out here. It just doesn't seem like there's any solution. It doesn't. I don't know. People don't talk about this too much, but just with the weight, like how expensive everything is now, it's just getting worse and worse, and it's really just starting to. I don't know how to. I don't know. I think it's slowly picking up in terms of people talking about it. I don't know. People are just too focused on other things and just not talking about or not trying to come up with a solution for how inflated prices are when it comes to everything nowadays and how hard it is for just every individual to survive. Because, I don't know. People just don't talk about it that much. I don't know. At least not on this platform, you know. A lot of people are mostly watching, like, successful streamers that are they got more than enough money to live comfortably. So I think naturally they get a lot of hate because of it. Because the majority of us are not doing well at all. And it's come to a point like where it's just people are just starting to snap. Like it's getting really bad out there. You're either on the edge of like you're either doing well or you're not. You're struggling or you're not. Even people I know that make like 6 times the money that I make are struggling. My one friend, well, maybe because he was on unemployment, but even then, it's just, you know, he lives in a home, so he has to pay the mortgage or whatever it is, the rent for an entire home, and it's thousands of dollars monthly just for like the basic standard bill. Things are they're just awful. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, but I don't know why. I mean, I only hear people in person talking about it, but even then, it's like nobody really has a definitive solution to how inflated the price is and how difficult it is to just have enough money to live. Nobody can really live on their own if they're working most jobs on the market. And obviously it's no secret. Everybody knows this. But I just don't feel like people are talking about it as much, or they're not really. I mean, they'll talk about it for a little bit and then maybe forget about it until it kind of comes back up. I don't know, it really depends on how much the situation is affecting you, and personally, it's destroying my life. There's just not much I can do. It doesn't matter if I'm working 2 jobs right now, it still won't be enough. Even if I'm working 1 job and then doing like Uber Eats on the side. Because right now I'm just doing Uber Eats deliveries. Obviously I knew I wasn't going to make enough to really do anything with it, but at least it's just something in my pocket in case I need, I don't know, a treat here and there. But even then I can't even treat myself at all. Maybe I'll be able to afford some video games every now and then. That's about it. But I live with my parents. 25 years old and I've never been able to move out because I just can't afford to. Never have been able to afford to, even before before inflation started kicking off, before the pandemic and whatnot. I don't really know the whole situation behind it, because the more like research I do into the subject and just trying to like figure things out, maybe like figure out where this is all coming from. It's just complicated. It just gets more complicated the more I learn about it. And at this point, I guess there's really no point in blaming anybody. Everybody's blaming the past few generations or whatnot, blaming the boomers for, I don't know, making everything convenient for themselves, and as a result, the younger generations, Gen Z right now, is struggling the most and barely holding on or can't hold on. Blaming, I don't know, the government, Congress. Obviously, I mean, there are a lot of people there, a lot of old folks that run the country. That's no secret. They're a little too old, and it's just such a ridiculous job that I don't think should have that kind of power. It kind of like falls along the same line as like a president. You can't really convince me that a president of the United States is able to make decisions that affect every individual, or on like an intimate level. Even then, just like that's too much responsibility for one person alone to run an entire country. Obviously, I know they're not doing it alone. They got like a whole group of advisors, but they're like, they become the most important person in the room, so to say. I just think that's ridiculous with decisions when it comes to like going to war and how the economy is going to turn out and stuff. I don't know. I don't know the full responsibilities of the president because I don't care. I just think it's ridiculous to put that much stress and responsibility on an individual. And even then, you know, they're not the most powerful person. They're just more like a representative of the United States. But back to the matter at hand, I suppose. Things are just not getting any better. And I don't know how I'm able to continue. Let me throw some stuff away here. Got so many things in here. It just really sucks. And again, I just don't see people talking about it that much. I wish there was an easy solution. Obviously, everybody does, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be coming anytime soon. And by the time it arrives, it'll be too late for most of us. I don't know anybody who's not struggling in my personal life. You know, groceries are just way too much, rent is way too much. Just, if you're working minimum wage, there's no way you can live on your own. Can't afford groceries every week, you can't afford to pay rent unless you're making a lot. Maybe even people who are making 100,000 a week are struggling. That's insane. The average income, I want to say now, is like between 20 to 45. Maybe even more, but that value doesn't matter anymore. I think the value of like a $45,000 minimum like yearly wage is just the value is not there anymore. I don't know. So, obviously, like I said, I've been working Uber Eats deliveries. Obviously, it's kind of dog shit money, but it's not terrible. I've only worked 1 week though, and I make like around $30 every day for only like 4 hours. Because haven't really been able to get out that much. I'm still trying to like figure out my schedule because I'm busy, very busy when I'm at home doing drawing and streaming, and haven't been able to stream as much. Today like I said, it was very hot. So I did some spring cleaning and cleaned my room and just cleaned a bunch of things. And but just then man, that workout really kicked my ass. Not gonna lie. It was a leg day, and then I went for a run after that, and I could barely even move because I wanted to get out running more often now that the weather is. Well, now that there's more like daylight later in the day. My cute little world that I haven't really even touched. Still got big plans. This is my world for like building things in. I wanted to just get better at building. And I've only done 3 builds. Since then. That was I don't know, I focus more on drawing. But I would like to still be able to build. So, I don't know, the only things that have been keeping me sane here have been just my hobbies, I suppose. Just trying to keep something that, like, feels like it's worth it. I've been struggling for just a long time trying to make it. Like I said, I'm 25 years old and I just haven't ever been financially stable. Especially with living in this home, it's just difficult for me to, like, maintain a regular 9 to 5 for a long time. Just because of how much stress I'm already dealing with at home. Then if I had like a full-time job on top of that, it's impossible for me to hold on to it for long without just breaking down. Because I've had way too many just bullshit jobs. Way too many, to the point where I can't even handle a single one anymore. If I'm not making money doing what I like to do, then I might as well just, I don't know, give up. But way past that point, I don't give up anymore. So I've been just trying to, like, just keep a level head. Kinda think things through. So that's why I wanted to hop on today and just talk about things. It'll help me kind of clear out my mind a little bit, as well as share it with some people who may be watching. And I know there's a good chance there's a lot of people out there that are going through pretty much the same thing. And, it's just impossible to really do anything anymore. I don't have enough money to really, like, make anything happen. If I wanted to go on vacation, can't happen. Never been on vacation. I don't even have enough money to, like, really hang out with my friends. I can maybe go to his house on the weekend, maybe, when he's not busy. I don't have enough money to really stream, so to say. I don't have enough money to get good streaming equipment, that is. What am I even doing here? I wanted to, like, look at something, but I don't know, maybe we'll make a tree while we're hanging out here. I kinda just want to make something. I don't know, this is like a blabbering stream. This is my yapping room. This is gonna be my room where I yap. What was that? What else was I gonna make here? This is an intro screen, BRB. I can make a goodbye screen. But, I don't know. I can only really focus on one thing at a time. If I start building something, I can only focus on the building. Can't, like, go off on a tangent. But, yeah, I just wanted to get some things off my chest today and just share what I'm going through. I like to be very open on my channel when it comes to things that I'm going through, because I know we're all going through something. I would at least be able to like share it to know, let people know that they're not alone, and maybe even be able to help somehow. So yeah, I've been looking at places to live, and I just can't afford any of these prices. They're all just way too much. So it's difficult to like. Well, it's kind of heartbreaking, honestly. You know, I found a handful of places that looked really nice, and they're in a nice spot, and I just know that I can't afford them. So it just breaks my heart. Because I've been wanting to move out for so long, and I'm just not able to do it. But, yeah, it's been just very stressful, and I was doing good at the beginning of the week. Just these past couple days, though, I've been really burning out and having to reflect and really trying to figure out a solution, and I really can't. My drawings are getting a little better now. I've been focusing on the head for like weeks, but I've been kind of like jumping all over the place when it comes to that, so I'm just kind of gradually sticking to a regular practice now. I'm always trying to work on getting my art skills into a better place. That's why I want to go to college, so I can maybe go to some sort of art school or something to get some really good education in art. And there's plenty of online programs, and I can maybe even do it on the side, but I would like to just have the physical, being able to go to like an actual classroom and learn art from there. I feel like that would be very good for me. I know I can learn online, but I think I would like to have that opportunity, because you can help, it helps you like build connections with people in that field, and there's just a lot of positives to it. I just don't know where I would get that money, though. College isn't free by any means. It's very, very expensive. It's more than probably even owning a home. I actually haven't really looked into how much it'll cost. I only know like some basic tuitions, but I don't know anything about like universities and how much they cost. And even then, I know it's not. I don't think they would just let me in. I'd probably have to go to community college and get some prerequisites. But, I don't think my sister ever went to college. I'd have to ask. She may have for a few years for something that I don't remember. But personally, I just don't know a lot of people that have been to college. Which I guess that says something for my hometown. Not exactly great. I wouldn't say the most educated people out there. I know my brother has gone to college, but kind of didn't really do anything with it. He was a Marine. When he got out of the Marine Corps, he went to college for, what was it? Brewing? I think it was brewing and radiology. Mainly for brewing, and he ended up kind of dropping out of that, not really sure what he wanted to do. He's a musician, but he doesn't make any money off of that. But that's like his like number one hobby, or like definitely top 3, is that he plays guitar, and he's played that since he was a kid, and he practices pretty regularly, and he's good at it. I don't see him ever make music or try to join a band or do anything with it, make a career out of it. I think he's tried, but I never really asked him about it. And I have an older sister that I know I don't think went to college. But, oh wait, she did, but dropped out. It's like a community college for our civil engineering. And my sister, I don't really know what she did. All I know is that she works for a company right now. I probably can't say it out loud, but she works like, like a desk job at a company, and her second job is at like a waitress because she's working 2 jobs to pay for a wedding, which I think is insane. So she's spending like all her time just working just for a wedding. I don't know, I don't think it's like insane in terms of like I don't know. I think it's insane because of how much it costs to have a wedding. I don't think somebody should be working their life away to have an enjoyable wedding. It should be affordable. But she lives on her own with her boyfriend and a family, and I feel like this is a little too personal now that I talk about it, but I'm just sharing like other people's experience, My brother lives on his own in an apartment, and I know he's struggling with it. Yeah, he's been from job to job, and the current job he has, he's working at a restaurant, and he hates it. I mean, he doesn't mind it, but, some of the people, it just doesn't pay enough. It's just a minimum wage kitchen job. But, I know that's not gonna cut it. And it already, takes so many hours, and I don't like this culture of just work. Like, in America, your identity revolves around what your job is. And I don't think it should be like that. Like, when people ask you, usually one of the first things people ask you when they meet you is like, what do you do for work here? And that's like, I don't know. People don't ask what are your hobbies and what do you do for fun. They just ask you, like, what do you do for work? And, it's kind of like bred a culture where, like, your life and your personality is your job. And I always hated that. I recognized that very early on, even when I was, like, growing up as a kid. Seeing my parents, like, all they do is work. They don't really have any other hobbies. And that just kind of like always drove me nuts. And I don't know. I wish it were different. I wish there was some sort of easy solution, but there really isn't. So I think being able to draw and just keep my head forward and be productive on something that I enjoy is doing a lot to kind of keep me on track here. I know there's so much like self-help bullshit out there as well. There's like just so much like self-help advice, and a lot of it's just so basic and doesn't help, and it doesn't matter like how many videos you watch, it doesn't seem like any of them actually help you. Except for maybe like, it's very rare that one kind of like clicks with you, and even then it's only like a little like theme or something real quick that people point out that kind of sticks with you. The rest just kind of like goes to the back of your head. I've been kind of on the self-help journey for like since I was like 18, 17 even. Hell, even when I was in high school. Been trying to do it like my whole life. Just trying to get my shit together, and I just think there's a lot of bad advice, and America is just kind of, as a whole, just doesn't really get that. Just doesn't really understand what, I don't know, like, what actually, like, helps you. All they can really offer is, like, you know, get good sleep, eat well, exercise, work hard, enjoy time with your friends, or, I don't know, just super basic advice. Drink water, you'll feel better. It's so dumb. Go jerk off, you'll feel better. So, I don't know. That's why I've always been interested in, like, Western philosophy. Or no, Eastern, like, Asian philosophy. Especially from a young age. I've always been into, like, meditating and, like, Buddhism and Taoism. Not that I'm, like, a religious person or anything like that, but I've always sought wisdom and, tried to like make sense of things from a young age. I've always been like a deep thinker and trying to like figure out the world and what's going on. And at this point, I'd say I kind of like care less and less about it as I grow older. It doesn't really seem like, you know, searching for that kind of solutions are they worth it anymore. I think, you know, just live your life and try not to stress out about things too much. You know, ain't nothing worth fussing is one of the things I say. I mean, I don't really say it, but it's like one of the things I kind of try to remind myself is that there's nothing really worth getting too serious about. You know, you can't really take life too seriously. I think America's all about being serious and taking life by the balls and working your ass off for success. So-called success. Man, I'm getting thirsty. I think water would have been a better choice. I'm drinking birch beer. Birch beer is a soda, if you don't know. It's like kind of sweet. I don't know how to describe it. It's really good. It's like a mix between like root beer. I'd say like root beer is the closest kind of soda to birch beer. And there's two kinds. There's like white birch beer and then brown. Brown's like kind of purplish. I don't know, it's good soda. But I think water is kind of more thirst quenching right now. It's very humid and hot. So yeah, I've been on that kind of a journey for a while, and I guess I'm starting to kind of not really care about it all as much. It doesn't really, ain't worth stressing out, trying to figure it all out. I try not to think too deeply about things anymore, and it certainly helped quite a bit. I feel like I've got a lot more understanding of life than I had before. You know, the only thing is I just don't have money. I just don't have money. I don't have a community. I don't really have friends to hang out with. That's really the only problem right now. things used to be a lot worse. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I used to have some pretty serious depression. And I was thinking about kind of everything I've been through recently and just how much effort I've put into things and how I've gotten nothing out of it. Except just like mental fortitude, I guess. I'm able to kind of push myself pretty hard for things that don't give me anything in return. It's kind of funny. But I do it not just for a random reason. I do it because I know it's like an opportunity to get stronger mentally whenever I'm faced with a challenge. I know that, facing it will do me a lot better than just hiding it or procrastinating and walking away from it or just giving up halfway through. I don't half-ass things anymore. I full-ass them. Cause, you know what, might as well soak up as much out of something as I can, like when I draw or when I'm trying to learn how to draw. But I used to have pretty serious depression back in, like, when I was like 20 years old. I was like suicidally depressed, like it was very serious. I didn't care about anything anymore. I kind of just gave up on myself and the world, because it didn't matter like what I was doing, how hard I was working at my job, or just didn't really matter how hard I was trying to be successful. I wasn't getting anywhere, and nobody knew how I was. I lived out in the middle of freaking nowhere in a small town that nobody knows exists, basically invisible to the world. Even the jobs I've had, I've worked maintenance. Those are the people you don't really see in other countries. They call them kind of like jobs I've had in other countries. They're called what are they? Untouchables. Like people who are like janitors or people who are doing like construction work or cleaning out the trash. Trash man. Like masoners and the dude mowing the lawn. Those are the people you don't really pay attention to. You just kind of like drive by at a quick glance, maybe not even notice they're there, because they're just so, I don't know, such like a normal sight that you don't really think twice about it. And that's like I don't think that's something people really think about in America, but I know in Japan and like other countries, that's like people like recognize that those jobs like make you invisible as a person, so they have a name for them, for those kinds of people, or even peasants. Even way back in the day they were called peasants. I'm a modern day peasant. Oh no. Living in a small town peasant boy living up in the north. Help me. It's funny when you put it that way. Peasant boy. I want to put that in like my description, or like put that as a tag. Little peasant boy. I don't know why, but that's so funny to me. But yeah, I guess I can say I've conquered that depression for the most part. It does come back every now and then, but it's never anything like it used to be. I ended up taking therapy for that. I ended up kind of like opening up to my parents about it after after a while, so we ended up I ended up going to therapy, and I think I've had like 3 therapists, maybe. Well, 2 therapists and then a counselor. Counselor was more recent. That was like a few years ago. God, none of them worked. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I feel like finding a good therapist is very difficult. It's very, very rare that you would be able to find one, in my opinion. Doesn't mean that there's not good therapists out there, but the majority of them are just kind of very basic and not gonna do anything to help your situation. Especially for dudes. I just feel like therapy for men is a lot more complicated and doesn't offer a simple solution. Cause like honestly, like the therapist just offered the most basic advice to me. You know, like, like they're no different than the self-help bullshit that's all over the internet nowadays. You know, just like eat well, sleep well, make sure you're socializing. You know, make sure you're like talking with your friends and trying to work together to get through this. Maybe connect with groups online, or maybe find a job you like. And I'm just like, bro, none of that means anything to me. I'm already doing most of that. Yeah, I don't have any friends. I don't really try to reach out to people, and that's for a reason. Because I don't really click with a lot of people. Never really had a lot of friends to begin with. I've only got one friend, IRL. Just one, and the rest of them have kind of drifted off in time. I don't really talk to them anymore. I used to have like a handful of friends, and I said like what? Honestly, like 2 good friends. When I left high school, when I graduated high school, I was left with like 2 good friends that I would like regularly talk with and hang out with on the weekends and whatnot. And in a year and a half, about a year and a half, we all started kind of separating and going our separate ways, you know. We were all working full-time jobs, barely had any time for each other, barely had any money to do anything important with our lives. So we've all kind of stopped talking. And one day, I didn't really realize it, but it was our last day together, and that was it. Been pretty much on my own since. So that certainly contributed to my depression. I was just sad and lonely and broken. Had no purpose in life and just gave up after struggling for so long. You know, I thought once I would be able to get done with high school, things would get better, but I knew that they wouldn't. It was false hope. Because I had like I guess analysis paralysis? Maybe? I don't know, but I would like hyperanalyze things when I was young. And it's kind of a habit I've kind of gotten better with. And try not to, I'll recognize when I'm overanalyzing things. And maybe looking into things a little too deeply. Because, like, even before I graduated high school, I recognized that I was kind of screwed. I knew I wasn't going to be able to afford anything with just a regular job. I knew, like, not having a clear direction in life was going to negatively affect me, and it did. I just knew, like, I knew right where I was gonna go. Before I even graduated high school, there was nothing I could do to stop it. And when I ended up when I ended up where I knew I was gonna end up, I just kind of gave up. Cause I don't know. I saw it coming from a young age, and there was nothing I can do to stop it, and that just kind of like destroyed me. So I don't really do that anymore. It's been I don't really know. Actually, like a couple months ago was when I actually got a little pretty damn depressed because of the same situation I'm in right now, but more so with like it's just a lot of bad things going on in the family, a lot of people dying, a lot of people dying. And it just didn't stop, and it's still not stopping. It's just in my immediate family, things have slowed down when it comes to that. But in my distant family members are still passing away, like yearly, every other month, there's somebody passing away. It's just insane, like how much we've lost. That's good. Yeah, that water is a lot more thirst quenching. So, yeah, after my uncle passed away in February, I was never close to him, but I only talked to him like maybe a handful of times in my lifetime. I'm not really close to family members, if I'm being honest. I'm not like a family kind of person. I just don't really enjoy hanging out with family. I don't know if that sounds kind of pessimistic, or I don't know, because I know there's like a lot of people that are like family above everything, and I'm just not that way. I'm just kind of like, I don't know, my own little guy. And like, I'm just my own little peasant trying to make it through life. I'm just a little peasant boy. But yeah, I've never really been big on family and hanging out with family. Probably because I've been around them my entire freaking life, and I've always had one room away from my parents. Even to this day, there's still just one wall between my parents. So I just want to get away. I've been wanting to get away for a long time, so I think that's just, it's made me very withdrawn from the family, just because I want my space. I want my own space away from them, and I need it to grow as a person. So when my uncle passed away, after having my cat pass away last summer, and then last spring, right around this time, my grandma passed away. And then, like a couple of years ago, my grandpa passed away. It's just been one death after another, and then it's just been constant stress on the family, and that stress has been, you know, my parents would dump that onto me sometimes, unintentionally. They're always arguing. And tensions have been high because of all that's been going on. So when that finally happened, it was just, I don't know, just super depressing to me. I was like, bro, why does this just keep happening? And just kind of shut down for 2 months. I didn't do anything. I didn't stop working out. I barely even draw. I did nothing good for myself. I just kind of like sunk into depression. And that's how I was like when I was 20, or 21, 22. I'd say like 23 was when things kind of started turning around a little bit. That was when I met my girlfriend. But then she quickly moved away a month after we started talking to Alabama because of her family. She was only here in New York, where I live, for a month and a half. And we happened to meet online through Tinder of all things. Pretty freaking crazy though. Tinder of all things, like Tinder is not a place where you freaking find a relationship. It's where you like find a one night stand. It's where you like find a fuck buddy. it's where you go to cheat. There's no love on Tinder. It's dead. It's so bad for a dating site. And it was like just sheer luck that she kind of like reached out to me and we kind of hit it off. And then I never even got to see her before she left. We'd still talk to this day, every day, like 2.5 years later. And then never even been able to see her. That really fucking sucks, let me tell you. Holy fuck. She's like, at the bare minimum, 15 hours away. 14 hours away. So, I could make that drive if I had like 800 bucks to spare, and the time to spare. I could make a trip out and see her, but none of us have that money to close the gap. And things have been difficult, not between me and her, but with our relationship and everything else. Because my parents don't even want me talking to her. As soon as I revealed to my parents that I'm talking with this girl, they tried to shut it down immediately, you know, because they thought that she was just trying to scam me, some random person on the internet. Which, obviously, she wasn't. She was real, but the only way I was ever going to prove that to my parents is if they physically met her, but she was long gone in Alabama by then. So, I just keep it a secret now. It's not worth the friggin'... It's not worth them reaming me out for it. Because they used to fucking scream in my face about that. They absolutely did not want me talking to her. And they've told me for like ever since I graduated, even when I was in high school, you know, they were encouraging me to get a girlfriend. I mean, it's pretty normal for parents to do. You know, tell their daughter to get a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and tell their son to get a girlfriend, but when I finally do, they just shut me down. Like, they do everything, and that was kind of like the nail in my coffin. I was like, that was kind of like when I started really separating from my parents. So, hopefully, I'm able to see her by the end of the year. I can't go another year without being able to see her. Like I said, we still talk every day online through texting and whatnot. But none of us just have the money to make anything happen. And it really sucks. It's the first relationship I've been in, and we've never even been able to physically see each other. And we live thousands of miles away. And everybody I talk to in person can't even do long distance relationships. I'm like, bro, if you love somebody, it doesn't matter if they're halfway across the world or how far away. If you really love somebody, you're gonna stick with them. And I don't know, like, there's like a whole culture behind like Like, man, if she's not willing to put in the effort, I'm not willing to put in the effort. If she lives like hours away, I'm not gonna drive hours just to meet her. I'm like, I would. I would easily drive like freaking to China. I'd take a flight to China. I don't care. I'm a long distance specialist. I'm a little peasant boy. I'll work my ass off. uh, I like that. Little peasant boy. But yeah, it sucks when I see my only friend right now, or even people I talk about online, enjoying their relationship, living with their significant other, laughing about things, and being able to share their experiences together. It's not something I think about every day, but every now and then it just kind of like builds up to a point where it just really sucks. Because we've been trying to see each other for so long now, and we've never been able to do it. But we're determined to be patient until we're able to make that happen. Doesn't matter how many years it'll take. I'll wait until we're ready to make that happen. Yeah, I guess that'll be that'll be mostly about what I wanted to talk about. I don't really feel like playing anything tonight. I'm just exhausted, but I wanted to get some things off my chest. And maybe just share my experiences here with anybody who would listen. Who would like to reach out, talk about things, I don't know. Ooh. Burps. I don't know where you can. I mean, I'm on Twitter, but I hardly use Twitter. I don't post anything, but I still am on Twitter. Under the same name as my Twitch account here. So, I don't know. Hit me up on Twitter, I guess, if you want to talk about it. Share your thoughts on the conversation here. Maybe I'll post this to YouTube and, I don't know, get people talking on there. It's something I've always wanted to do as well. Just talk about things that are on my head here. Kind of get people talking. Maybe I'll even find somebody who will offer me some good advice that'll actually help. Or I don't know. I guess that'll be it for me today. I guess my advice is to kind of like get a little goofy. Get goofy, me boy. In the face of absurdity, get goofy. That's what I'll say. If things are this fucked up and hopeless, then you might as well just laugh about it. The situation's so ridiculous that I gotta make something fun out of it. It's something I've learned doing hard labor is that some days are so insane and ridiculous. You're busting ass nonstop, and you're about to fucking break. But you just end up laughing instead. Because of how much life is kicking you in the ass. You just laugh. You're like, wow. That's kind of funny, not gonna lie. So, that's where I'm at right now. I'm just kind of knocked silly. Some little peasant boy is getting goofy with it. So, yep, that'll be it for me today. Stay goofy, and see you next time. Peace out, and bye-bye. Let me do like an outro music. Hold on, how do I get out of this? I need to make like a stream ending screen or something. I can literally put like, cross that out and put end right in front of it. Something really cheap and stupid. I don't know. What song do I want? How about this one? Whatever. This will be the outro. The outro. Man, I can't even speak. This will be the outro song. And maybe Far will be my intro. Free music, Minecraft. When you stream on an Xbox and you don't even have a PC or any sort of equipment for streaming, this is what you do. Country boys make do. This little peasant has to get creative. Alright, that'll be it for me. I guess I'll like aim this way. Alright, that'll be it for me today, guys. I'll catch you guys later, and as always, I suppose, stay goofy. And I'll see you next time. Peace out. Bye-bye.